Especially you. I can imagine you tickling endorphins. Because it makes you happy. It's happy juice. And what I know for sure is anyone who's happy does good things to themselves. Anyone who's unhappy is a saboteur, a self-saboteur. Anyone understand that? That's like mathematics. 1 and 1 make 2. 1 minus 1 makes 0. And so, if you want to be happier and do nice things, make it easy. Yes, I'm going to eat right because I love it. Yes, I'm going to get up and exercise even though I really don't want to because I know it's good for me. Yes, happy juice makes that happen. Also, it does a lot of other good things for the brain. The blue-green algae has identical essential fats that the brain's constructed of. You follow that? All the other essential fats we give you, chia seeds or hemp seeds, they're good essential fats, but they don't really replicate the brain essential fats. I don't want to get into the brain, I'll go off on a tangent there. Then, about 12, 13 years ago, Christian, who is the leading authority biochemist in the world on blue-green algae, called me and said, "Hello, how are you? We found interesting elements within the algae." I said, "Great, when are we going to have it?" "I don't know. I can't take it out. I don't know how." But about 6, 7 years ago, he called and said, "We found a way to extract it. We take several pounds of the crude algae, like this, and we extract an element out called PEA. Now, what that is, it's an extraordinary little pacifier of brain hiccups. You know what a brain hiccup is? When you're feeling a little weird, psychologically. And so the phycomin has been really an extraordinary tool for us in our arsenal to help those of you who wish to get off psychiatric medicine. Remember, the pharmaceutical industry has done a spectacular job convincing all of you that you're crazy. In the last 10 years, we've doubled the prescriptions on antidepressants. The #1 most well-sold drug today is an antidepressant, even more than an antibiotic. So, by the way, most of this is lunacy, and most of you don't need it. You need to eat right, get the brain to function, get essential fats in there. That's really what you are. Not everyone's crazy, by the way. The psychiatric industry would like you to believe everyone's crazy. And the pharmaceutical would like that even better than the psychiatrics. But the phycomin has been extremely effective in this. I hardly ever take it, but when I look at my schedule, I'm on a 3-week lecture tour where I'm doing 5 things a day and ending at 12 at night. I take it on the 2nd, 3rd week, and I notice a difference even in me. It stabilizes brain function. It gets the mood. So this is for the average person. This is for people who have a little bit more hiccups going on in your brain. Then there's another interesting extract, Aphanin. And Aphanin is literally a COX-2 enzyme inhibitor. And what is that? How many of you remember the debacle with the drug called Celebrex? Yeah. This goes back. They said, "Oh wow, we're killing 10,000 people alone in America a year by giving them Celebrex." And they sort of took it off the shelves for 6 months, never really condemned it. Then they convened a group of men with button-down collars. 12 of them, by the way, 9 of which worked for the pharmaceutical industries that made Celebrex and other knockoff drugs. And within 3 hours they realized, because somebody came in and said, "Hey, you know how many billions of dollars we're going to lose? It would be better to absorb the lawsuits from dead people's family than to take Celebrex off the market." So now it's been on the market. But the man-made COX-2 enzyme inhibitor is scary because it's heart attacks and strokes. But it's on the market because, again, profit is really an important thing for these boys. Human life is not so important. As you've noticed at the end of every ad, your arm may fall off, your eyeballs may pop out, your ears may explode, and you may die. But buy this drug anyway. And then most of you are so brainwashed, you do it. Because they have you believing you're crazy. I'm crazy, so I'll do it. So Aphanin is a real COX-2 enzyme inhibitor. Doesn't make you sick, by the way, it makes you healthy. It's raw, and it's an extract from algae. What a COX-2 enzyme is, years ago some very brilliant research scientists realized that COX-2 enzymes are what acerbate and make problems for things like arthritic conditions, edemic conditions, where you have inflammation, inflammatory conditions. So amazing stuff. And there's another thing that we made years ago called Power Powder. Now, I got tired of watching the whole green powder movement go south. Now, I don't know a green powder on the market that's bad for you. Let's start with that. There's D level, C level, B level, A plus level, and A plus level. We realize that 60% of the market have been processed and cooked in some way. Although they tell you that they're live and raw, and when you pin them, they say, oh, well, we flash cooked it. That's like shooting somebody through the head to kill them rather than machine gun. The end result is dead. You know, it's dead. But 40% are good, C's, B's, A's, whatever it may be. And we wanted to make an A plus because we're not pissing around here with just trying to make people healthy. We want to get you back to life again. And so Victoris, and we pulled to this really interesting guy, and the same name as the comedian, Don Smothers. And he's a Texan. And he speaks just like this, a Texan. And he's brilliant. He has like 4 PhDs in different areas of chemistry. And we brought him in. We thought we were going to go on this project and get the best green product. It took us several years to do it. And we thought we had the best one. And about 15 years ago, I'm up in Montreal, Canada. And somebody said, why does Hippocrates make supplements? I said, either they're not available or we're being overcharged for it. For instance, chlorella we sell you here. It's Sun Chlorella. It comes from the Sun Chlorella company. Only it cost us all, including me and my family, 2.5 times less money. So that's one of the reasons we do it. Or there are things like this that are not on the market that we need to use to help people to be healthy. And you're going to learn that only 8% of supplements on the market are healthy for you. The other 92% are dangerous for you and make you sicker. Because they're chemicals made in laboratories, mostly 85%, by the way, by the pharmaceutical industry. And jazzed up, and they put on the side of the bottle, dear brothers and sisters, let's save the planet, as they're up there. Forget it. These are con artists, basically, and it's just another way for profiteering for the pharmaceutical industry. With that said, I said, well, who does make the best one? And he gave me the name, and I found out he was right. So about maybe 9 years, 10 years ago, I got a hold of him, Mitchell May, who actually created the very first green product. And I said, would you make this for us? And it took him a year, and he finally said yes. This is an A++ product. Again, you need less. It's going to cost you more. You need less because it works. It's very effective. We made this for people who are under a lot of pressure, athletes, people who are under a lot of stress. For people who are really active or athletic, this is a great one for you. Again, a mother at home with 1 teenager or 5 children below 2. I figured out that's about equivalent after 3 teenagers. I have one just about becoming a teenager now. He believed everything I said till 6 months ago. Now he doesn't trust a word I say. another going through this period. We'll answer questions. Now the last one is, and the alumni know about this one, internal cleanser. Now the last 2 are literally mostly algae, not all algae. They have herbs, enzymes, other things placed in with it. But internal cleanser, all of you are going to be placed on. We also got tired of watching the typical cleansing product of psyllium seed and bentonite. Psyllium seed and bentonite. Not a bad thing if you did it once in a while, didn't have diverticulitis, diverticulosis, Crohn's disease, liver cancer, or something like that, no problem. But if you did have them, you shouldn't take them. And also, if you took it too much, it drains the body of nutrition. So you don't want that to happen. So with this said, we made a gentle one that's more effective. It's like food. So when it goes in, it gently pulls out waste from your body. The other thing that we figured out is that most people have an elimination and digestion problem because you lack the muscular structure within the anatomical body. And so what we figured out is that if you give it to people the way you lift weight, it once again redevelops the digestion and elimination factors that are required through muscular structure, anatomical structure. So we're going to tell you when you're leaving here, you take this 1 month for the first year, 1 month on, 1 month off. Yes, January, not February. Yes, March, not April. You follow? It's like lifting weight. When you lift weight, you don't gain muscle. The day you take off, you gain muscle. You follow? So we stimulate, don't stimulate. Stimulate, don't. So it cleanses, pulls out the extra waste for the first year, but more importantly, develops the ability, your body, anatomical ability to digest and eliminate that.